Welcome to the sunny shores of Cape Cod. It's another beautiful night for baseball, and the Bourne Braves are back in action.
Cape Cod Baseball League, where the best players from across the country come together and square off against one another. Episode 8 of Tomahawk Talk. Here's our crew. I'm Chris Jones. You have Liam Sullivan, Kerry Crowley, Troy Lynch, stage manager Connor Pepin, and our associate producer Dylan Dubois. Braves able to get their first win of the season, 4-2. Liam, what were your takeaways from the game?
Well, first night for two Braves, Nick Solak and Vince Fernandez. I mean, just producing 4 of the Braves' run in this 4-2 win. Can't ask for much more on their first night in a Braves uniform.
Kerry, specifically Nick Solak, a couple RBIs to get things going for the Braves. What did you take away from his at-bats today?
I just love the way he swings the bat, Chris, especially if you look at the at-bats in which he didn't get base hits. He drew a few walks, and that was critical because he drew pitches out of those pitchers, but he was able, in the 2 at-bats in which he got hits, to just jump on fastballs early in the count, and that made a huge difference for him. And I think you can tell that Louisville has been playing a high level of baseball lately because he gets right off the plane from Louisville and makes an impact in this Bourne Braves lineup after the Cardinals lose in the Super Regional. And it was apparent today that he's just playing at this incredibly intense level of baseball that I think is going to rub off on a lot of these Bourne Braves players.
Troy, Nick Jensen Clagg was exceptional out of the bullpen. 8 strikeouts for him and locked down the save for the Braves.
It's huge, almost every single night. And then the Braves, back-to-back days, have been blessed with good relief pitching, and that's exactly what they need. They need people to close out the games when they have the lead, and that's not very many times, but they had the lead tonight, and they kept it, and a lot of it was thanks to Nick Jensen Clagg.
And Troy talked to Nick Jensen Clagg and Nick Solak. Here's his interview from earlier.
Well, the Braves pick up their first win of the season with the score of 4-2, and big thanks to these two guys right here, Nick Solak and Nick Jensen Clagg. I'm Troy Lynch, and welcome into the post-game preview show. And Nick, oh my gosh, you scored the first 2 RBIs of the game. I'm guessing the transition from college to the Cape League was pretty easy for you, considering this was your first day.
Yeah, it's just kind of towards the end of the college season, coming to the summer ball, it's kind of just a whirlwind. I leave Louisville, stop at home in Chicago for a couple days, fly out to Boston, get picked up, meet a bunch of new guys, and it's just fun. It's a cool opportunity to be out here, and you play with a lot of great players. It's cool.
Now, I know you just got here, but how is it to pick up the first win of the Brave season?
It's fun, all the guys were kind of joking about it when I got here, like, we're 6-1, right? And I was like, yeah, but it's good to get the first win.
6-1 now.
6-1,
All right, and after you scored those first 2 RBIs, did you have a feeling you guys were going to win?
Yeah, we ended up putting together 2 more on the board, and we had good at bats, and just kind of took care of itself.
All right, well, thank you, Nick. And now to the other Nick, this time Jensen Clagg. And you threw 8 strikeouts today in 3 innings of work. What was working for you? Why'd you make it look so easy?
Just came out with a mentality to be aggressive, attack hitters and just do my thing. None of these guys have ever seen me, or I should say a select few. But, my mentality is just come out and be aggressive and just attack.
And I'm guessing the transition was pretty easy for you, but what was your mentality throughout the pitching and just throwing strikeout after strikeout?
You always got to have a good mentality, a strong mentality as a pitcher. If you want to be successful. That's just pretty much what I am. I just have a positive attitude, and everything I do is in a positive nature with a good attitude and a good mentality.
Well, Nick Jensen Clagg with 8 strikeouts in 3 innings, and Nick Solak with the first 2 RBIs of the game to propel the Braves over the Whitecaps in their 4-2 win. I'm Troy Lynch for Nick Solak and Nick Jensen Clagg. Thank you for watching the post-game show.
Thanks, Troy. Before we get our players of the game, Kerry, wasn't that bad for Vince Fernandez? 1-2 count, able to get the game-winning hit there out into right field.
Yeah, the Bourne Braves have struggled in the late innings. This was actually the first time this season the Braves have scored in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning of a ball game. Just a huge at-bat from Fernandez. He came in not knowing that statistic because he hasn't been here. And he did it on a 1-2 pitch against a relief pitcher who throws a sidearm pitch. When you bring in a sidearmer to face a lefty, good things probably happen for left-handed hitters because they feel a little more confident going against a righty like that. And Fernandez delivered with arguably the at-bat of the game when the Braves needed it the most.
All right, boys, time we've been waiting for. Players of the game.
Let's go.
Liam.
I'm going to go with Vince Fernandez. I mean,
Great pick.
2
Wow.
RBI. I mean,
Unexpected.
Kerry said it, at bat of the game. I'm going to go with at bat of the season, giving the Braves
So far.
its
So far.
first win. So, Vince Fernandez.
My first player of the game is not a player, but a coach, as the Braves got their first 10-hit ball game today, and you have to attribute that to Joe Lincoln and the extra work that he's been putting in with these Braves players during batting practice. My second player of the game, I know that Jensen, Clagg, and Solak are still on the table, and I'm going to take Jensen, Clagg in relief. I think he was really solid in relief, and it made a big difference today for the Braves. We had all 3 pitches working: fastball, slider, changeup. Troy?
Well, all right. Well, those 3 guys are all out there: Solak, Jensen, Clagg, and Fernandez. But I'm gonna go with a guy who we haven't talked about, and that's Corey Julks. Reached base 4 times. He had a stolen base, and he scored the very last run just to put the game out of reach. Nobody really. I mean, he was everywhere, but nobody really talked to him because he didn't do anything that big. But he was the dark horse in today's game. I give him player of the game.
Broke up a no-hitter in the top
He
half
did.
of the 4th inning.
Almost hit a home run.
Yes, with the Braves. So a very underrated pick, but I'm going to bring some ratings down here.
I mean, I think consensus is Nick Solak's the player of the game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go with him. I'm going to go with the 8. I'm going to go with the 8th spot in the order today. You had
my gosh.
you had Billy Walker
Tough.
with a single, got on, then the RBI double with a pinch runner and Aaron Wilson, who came in to score, and then Galliano had a base hit later in the game. So I think we all know Nick Solak was our player of the game, but those are just some of the other guys that we should mention.
I was on this side, and now I'm on this side. Great pick.
All right, so that will do it for episode 8 of Tomahawk Talk. Boys will be back in action tomorrow against Falmouth, so tune in tomorrow night for that episode of Tomahawk Talk. You can log on Facebook and Twitter, follow the Bourne Braves to catch all the action.